Wilt Chamberlain once scored 100 points in a single game, and to this day, no player has come within 30 points of that number. Some records in sports get broken every few years. Others sit untouched for decades, guarded almost like sacred ground. Today we are diving into the records in NBA history that many experts believe will never, ever be broken. Welcome back to HoopNexis, the channel where basketball history comes alive. If you love the NBA, its legends, and the stories that shaped the game we watch today, make sure you are subscribed, because we bring you content like this every single week. Now let's get right into it. Let's start with the one everyone already knows, Wilt Chamberlain's 100-point game from March 1962. Playing for the Philadelphia Warriors against the New York Knicks, Wilt did something that still feels almost fictional. He scored 100 points in a single game, shooting an absurd percentage from the field and free throw line in an era with no three-point line to inflate numbers. Modern superstars like Kobe Bryant came close with 81 points, and Devin Booker hit 70, but 100 remains untouched. With the way the modern game is played, load management, shorter minutes, and more team defense, most analysts agree this record is essentially permanent. Next, we have to talk about Wilt again because he also holds the record for most rebounds in a single game, with 55 boards grabbed in a 1960 contest against Bill Russell and the Boston Celtics. 55 rebounds in one game is more than some entire bench players average in a week today. Rebounding dominance like this simply does not exist anymore because of pace, spacing, and the way offenses are designed. This record is not just unbreakable. It is almost unimaginable in today's NBA. Moving on to career records, let's talk about John Stockton's assist total. Stockton finished his career with over 15,000 assists, nearly 4,000 more than the next closest player. To put that in perspective, a modern point guard would need to average close to 9 assists a game for an entire 20-year career just to get close. Stockton also holds the all-time steals record with more than 3,000 takeaways, a number that active players are not even remotely approaching. Longevity, consistency, and playing his entire career with one franchise made this possible, something extremely rare in today's game of player movement and load management. Then there is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's all-time scoring record, which stood for nearly 4 decades before LeBron James finally passed it. But even though LeBron broke it, the way Kareem built his total, with the skyhook and incredible durability across 20 seasons, is still considered one of the greatest achievements in league history. And here is the twist. Many believe LeBron's new record itself might become unbreakable too, since it required an almost unheard-of combination of scoring efficiency, health, and a career length that very few humans could physically sustain. Let's shift to single-season achievements. Wilt Chamberlain, once again, averaged 50 points per game for an entire season in 1961 to 1962. Not a game, not a stretch of games, an entire season averaging 50 points per night. No player in modern history has even reached 40 points per game for a full season. This record feels almost mathematically impossible given today's emphasis on ball movement and shared scoring responsibility. We also cannot forget about Skiles and his single-game assist record of 30 assists in one contest back in 1990. 30 assists means his teammates were making shots almost every time he touched the ball for an entire game. Very few point guards in history have even come close to 25, making this record one of the most underrated unbreakable marks in league history. Another one worth mentioning is Michael Jordan's streak of scoring at least 10 points in 866 consecutive games. That means for over a decade, Jordan never had an off night where he scored in single digits. No injuries, no slumps, nothing. Just relentless consistency night after night. In an era of rest days and injury management, this kind of streak is almost impossible to imagine happening again. And finally, let's talk about the Boston Celtics winning 8 consecutive NBA championships from 1959 to 1966. 8 championships in a row. In today's league, with free agency, salary caps, and constant roster turnover, no team has come close to matching that kind of dynasty. Even the great teams of Jordan's Bulls, Kobe's Lakers, or the Warriors dynasty only managed a few titles in a row before falling short. This achievement represents a level of dominance that modern team-building structures may never allow again. So there you have it, the records that basketball historians and analysts widely agree may stand forever. From Wilt's unimaginable scoring outbursts to Stockton's career-long consistency, to a Celtics dynasty that dominated an entire era. These numbers represent moments where players and teams pushed human performance to its absolute limit. What do you think? Do you believe any current player has a real shot at breaking one of these records someday? Let us know in the comments below. We would love to hear your take. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe to HoopNexis for more deep dives into basketball history, and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next one.